Thanks for joining us. Coffee bean prices are having an impact across the globe, all the way to Brooklyn Park. Kevin Miller has more on a recent difficult announcement by a coffee shop in that city.
Tom Obermark is a coffee guy.
Yeah, they've got the best dark roast. It's awesome. Yeah, Velvet Hammer. It's really good.
Almost every morning and some afternoons, he buys it from Daily Dose in Brooklyn Park.
I'd say 5 to 6 times a week, sometimes 7 or more if I get lunch.
I come here all the time.
The same goes for Ali Swadsell, who's in the shop at least once a week.
I like their coffee. It's a lot less expensive than Starbucks, and it tastes better, and I'm pretty bummed.
The owners recently broke some bad news to these regulars.
Earlier this week, we announced that we were closing our Brooklyn Park location.
Co-owner Ben Haven says it was a difficult decision driven by a changing industry.
In this area in particular, had a big shift towards delivery. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. That leaves especially local businesses with very small margins. And that became almost 25% of what we do at this location.
Rising supply costs are also a problem.
In the last year, coffee prices have almost doubled. You add that to the increased labor costs, increased cocoa costs, which we do a lot of. It shrunk the margins.
With their lease up at the end of the year, they decided it was time for a bittersweet farewell.
I love Brooklyn Park community. I love the area. I love our neighbors and all the friends that we've made.
And while goodbyes are always difficult,
For me, yeah, it's pretty painful.
Yeah, I am bummed. That's a bummer.
their 2 Maple Grove locations are staying open.
We're hoping now that we leave 7 minutes down the road on 610, we can gain that clientele back.
In Brooklyn Park, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
Daily Dose has a location inside the Maple Grove Park Nicollet Clinic. Their other sit-down location is near Grove Circle North and Maple Grove Parkway. Meanwhile, the second largest apartment complex in the Twin Cities is up for sale, leaving its residents in limbo, and it's going to stay that way through the end of the year. The nonprofit housing developer Aon is looking to sell Huntington Place apartments in Brooklyn Park. Aon has cash flow issues, and the property is at risk of foreclosure. The city lent Aon about $3.5 million to help with property maintenance, but the company is asking the city for loan forgiveness to allow it to sell the property to a pending buyer. However, some council members don't think the potential buyer, a company based out of New York, is being transparent.
I think my concern is what type of partner are they getting into it with when they don't answer these basic questions.
They have to convince me that they're a safe way to lose this $3.5 million at this point. 'Cause in some ways, foreclosure seems safer.
If the city doesn't forgive the loan, the complex could go into foreclosure and be sold on the open market. That would remove existing rent restrictions and potentially displace residents. The council is expected to revisit the pending sale in January. Meanwhile, a new apartment complex in Brooklyn Park is now open, filling a crucial need in the West Metro. Tessman Ridge apartments are mostly made up of families making 50 to 60% of the area's median income. The units range in size, from studio to 4 bedrooms. John Duffy, president of Duffy Development, says the 75 units are already fully occupied.
We could have rented 800 or 900 of these units easily on this site, just to give you an idea of the market and the need here.
Another building just like it will be built next door. Duffy says that likely won't be complete until 2026. And after years of work, Brooklyn Center recently had the grand opening of an apartment complex that the developer says is much needed.
We wanted to honor this community, one, by making sure that we could provide a place where folks can live, families can live, and be proud of where they live at, regardless of one's economics.
City leaders and those behind the project recently celebrated the opening of Wangstad Commons Apartments. The 54-unit, 4-story complex was built at 61st Avenue and Brooklyn Boulevard, adjacent to Wangstad Park. It features 1 to 4 bedroom rentals. The developer says the higher quality apartments are part of an effort to help people who are struggling financially live with dignity. The former home of Earl Brown Lanes in Brooklyn Center now has a second life. This weekend, Elaine Cleveland takes us inside Los Campeones Gym.
This is essentially the Mall of America of gyms.
Nearly every gym has features like weights and cardio equipment, but Los Campeones isn't exactly like most gyms.
To see dumbbells that go up to 175 pounds, not that I'm ever gonna lift those, but it's impressive.
This gym is a 35,000 square feet powerlifter's paradise. Yes, it has amenities.
This is where all the bodybuilders go to practice their posing routines for their bodybuilding shows.
Just not the ones that people typically associate with fitness centers.
So a lot of people who compete in powerlifting, they come here because we have the stuff that they're going to be using.
Evan Harris is the manager of this new Brooklyn Center location. He helped to transform this building from a vacant bowling alley to the gym you see today.
It was an absolute mess, and it was totally gutted. There was no bowling lanes. There was nothing. It was just concrete, garbage, and dirt.
After 7 months of hard work to renovate a building that had been vacant since 2015, they officially opened their doors 2 weeks ago.
It looks great now. I mean, it's crazy, man.
The hope is that other folks will feel the same way. So far, the early reaction has been positive. Emily Durand and her father, Patrick, took the day off to check out the new space and lift weights together because, well, that's what you do when you're into weightlifting.
It's like the most inclusive gym as far as motivation goes, and just like the environment is unmatched for a gym.
You won't find a pool or sauna here, but you will find a room dedicated to mixed martial arts.
This is our first MMA room in Los Campeones.
Sometimes all it takes is a vision and a little determination to create what they call the best gym in town.
I really think that this gym's gonna impact the community out here in Brooklyn Center in a really good way.
While the gym is open, more equipment is still on the way. Membership fees start at around $65 per month.
For the sixth season in a row, a CCX area team advanced to a championship match at the state volleyball tournament. Champlin Park finished as state Class 4A runner-up this year, and the Rebels are among the teams represented on the 2024 CCX All-Area Volleyball Team. Our 2024 volleyball team starts with Minnesota Player of the Year, number 7, Carly Gilk of Champlin Park. The senior outside hitter is a 3-time All-State player who led the Rebels with 511 kills and 343 digs.
Gilk cross court for the kill.
The 6'2" senior will play next year at the University of Minnesota. Gilk's teammate, number 13, Catherine Adler, was second on the Rebels with 460 kills. Another powerful lefty, Adler was All-State and led the Class 4A runner-up Rebels in blocks with 63. The senior will play volleyball next year at Jacksonville University. Maple Grove's number 24, Casey Schulte, had a terrific season with the Class 5 4A runner-up Crimson. The sophomore set a single-season school record with 300 kills to go along with 49 ace serves. Schulte was named All Northwest Suburban Conference. Number 21, Ellie Osowski of Wayzata, also enjoyed a big sophomore season. Osowski led the Trojans in kills with 219 to go along with 228 digs and 39 aces. She was named All Lake Conference. Maple Grove head coach D.C. Brown described number 26, Marta Haugen, as the Crimson's energy spark. The senior finished the season with 178 kills for a Maple Grove team that won 21 matches. Haugen will play next year at St. Catherine University in St. Paul. Number 8, Benilde St. Margaret's right side hitter Avery Miner led the Red Knights in kills this season with 300 and blocks with 72. The freshman was a 6-rotation force and named the team's most valuable offensive MVP. Our middle hitters include Wayzata's number 27, Katie Kelsenberg. The senior won 2 state titles with Wayzata, and this season was named first-team All-State. Kelsenberg finished the year with 235 kills, 206 digs, and 58 blocks.
Ball gets blocked. Kelsenberg with a solo block.
Osseo's number 17, Jade Evans, is another of our local players, named to the Star Tribune's All-Minnesota team. An All-Northwest Suburban Conference pick, Evans led the Orioles with 325 kills, a .350 hitting percentage, and 68 total blocks. She's committed next year to the University of Jamestown. Our centers include Champlin Park's number 3, Race Axness. The first-team All-State selection led the state in set assists this season with 1,174, helping fuel the Rebels' outstanding offensive attack. A 4-year starter, Axness will play next year at Ball State University. Wayzata's number 12, Eva Swenson, took over setting duties partway through her junior season. She finished the year with 691 set assists, with 176 digs and also 64 kills. Swenson was named All-Lake Conference. Number 23, McKinley Hartle was an outstanding libero for Maple Grove this season. In all Northwest Suburban Conference selection, the sophomore had 336 digs, 73 set assists, and 32 aces, and emerged as a leader for a very good Maple Grove team. Osseo's number 3, Bree Swanson, was another of the top liberos in the area. Swanson received all Northwest Suburban Conference honors this season. The junior finished with 379 digs and only 38 serve-receive errors out of 498 serve receptions. It's a great collection of talent, the 2024 CCX Sports All-Area Volleyball team. These players enjoyed good seasons too. Here are the honorable mention selections. For CCX Sports, I'm John Jacobson. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.